Should say good evening. Good evening, everyone. So I'm just checking if I am audible, and normally it's 1 or 2 minutes before I open the room, but I will say it's a nice occasion to check because it has been a long time that I was not doing this audio room, this LinkedIn lives, and I'm just checking with a little delay if I am live on LinkedIn, on YouTube. So on YouTube, I think I'm live. Just let you know in the comments if I am live on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and let's start it out. So this is our amazing moment. I'm just seeing. Yes, I'm sorry for being unprofessional, but I'm happy to check 1212 if I am live. Yes. So now I'm going to cut the sound and hopefully that you hear me clearly, and feel free to join the stage. There is a link to join on the stage whenever you want. It is not a me session, it is a we session, and it's about valuing our time together and letting you opening. So I'm just going to let the music fade out just a little bit. So why do I make this session? It has been probably 2 to 3 weeks or even more than 4 weeks. Last time I was on UK last month, so it has been 1 month. And I'm back. I am back for the Refrench Your Brain. So whoever is on the chat, feel free to give me some emojis or comments. I'm happy to see people joining and listening to my LinkedIn Live. And it is about embarking your body and your heart when you are learning language or teaching language. So I'm just checking if I have any comment, any message. Right now, I am a bit distracted, but I am right here live. And of course, for me, it is a challenge to use the time of this session to just speak in the silence without meeting you on stage or having any clue about the comments, because I am here to give you value and to just let your body learn aside your brain, because it is not only about the brain. You can learn about the body, and through dancing, through engaging your body. So by instance, if I say in English, up, 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 down, 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 well, but oh, 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 ba, ba, ba. And then if I say, if I show you, then you will understand it, ba, 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 because you engage your body. So alto, basso in Italian, by instance. So when you learn a language, 1, 2, 3, you can engage your body and your heart with joy when you are learning a language. It sounds like woohoo, but I truly believe that it is accurate. So whoever is watching right now, feel free to join the stage. There is a link on YouTube or on LinkedIn. And if you don't have the link, feel free to pop me a DM or a comment, and then I will give you the link so that you can join the stage. And thank you also for the replay team. Today I feel in awe. Today I feel in awe because I was listening all day long Dr. Eva, because AVA in French is Ava. So Eva, Dr. Eva, with amazing speakers like Amaka, Jay, and Andre, and other speakers. And it was about writing a book. And at the same time, I truly believe that we can tap into the learning language sphere when it comes to write a book. to learn a language and using your body. So, for instance, you know the words in English for the numbers. Do you know the words in French for the numbers, or in Italian, or in Dutch? So, for instance, if I say to you, 1, 2, 3, that's the first three numbers of in Dutch. 1, 2, 3. And so if I show you, then you can reply twee. And if you don't have the information, if I act to you, then what is four in Dutch? Vier. So when I do to you things like, then you can reply vier. And of course, it's not easy to act like 88. At certain point after 10, it's not easy, because if I say to you, what is 88 in Dutch, I will be like, no, it doesn't make sense to make it to clap 88 times. But you can be imaginative and draw the numbers. And then once your learners know a bit like more the numbers, they can say act and taktok, because act is 8 and taktok is 80. And in Dutch, to know that the numbers are reverse. So it's not 88. It's like 8 and 80. So it's good to know the tricks and tips to engage your body and your heart when you are learning a language. So bear with me. I don't see any comment right now or anyone live. I'm sure that it will be happening, and I'm happy to drink because so, for instance, if I show you this and the act that I did, so in English is drink. So if I say to you, if for instance, if I told you that drink is boire, B-O-I-R-E in French, then I show you this, and you will totally understand that boire. So it's not only about the body; it could be about the object. So, for instance, if I tell to you that this is bouteille, of course it's gourde, but could be bouteille. Then if I show you that, oh, bouteille. So it's or in Dutch, fles, F-L-E-S. So it's using the objects, the body, to learn a language using a fun aspect. Of course, it's good to have text, and for the visual people or auditive, for instance, I can right now say, okay, I show you a bottle. Imagine that you are learning Dutch. Then I show you. Oops, I was quoting in my tech. I show you a bottle, and then I show you the text, and then you will pronounce fles. So that's really something that is interesting when you are learning a language. Not only present text, not only present pictures or presenting sounds, but combining that. And so this is about using our body and dancing also, like engaging into our energies. And so I'm mindful that it has been 1 hour or 2 hours that I was launching this session. So there might not be people on the fly, on live. Thank you so much for joining me, and even the replay team for watching me. I'm back on track to LinkedIn audios, lives, sorry. I'll keep repeating audios because sadly LinkedIn audios will end in few days. We can still plan the audio until the 23rd of the 21st of December, but after it will be only LinkedIn Live, I think. So, um, but I'm really happy to give you some nuggets about words and languages and how to learn effectively a language. It's about using the whole body, because if we are using only our brain, then we are missing half of our neurons. Bear with me, I am live. This is the live direct, and it's using also about the gesture. So, by instance, if I can tap into the human organs, especially on the head, because you don't see the low. So, I can throw my. Ooh, I cannot throw my leg. But this is not leg silent. I'm not like whoops. But I will say ooh, jambe or bras, main, and then nez, and then you will understand that nose is nez. Les yeux, œil, one, les yeux, two. So for using our body, using dancing also, because our body is really aiming to dance and to embark your heart when you are learning the brain, when you are learning a language. It's late evening. My brain is excellent, but is like scrambled eggs. But it's okay. So bear with me. I don't know if there are anyone live. Bear with me. So welcome to Refrench Your Brain and dance with our words. We can dance with our words to embark the knowledge using our body. So as I told you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's the 7 first numbers in French. And so if you know that it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, if I show you, then you will reply 6, and then 3. So that's a way of learning a language using the body, aside the brain. And welcome, Kenny. Amazing to see you. As always, your long message that I will read, and I will read it in French. Oli, savor the flavor of the awesomeness in you, sir, for sharing your delectable, sumptuously, deliciously, edibly, tastefully good effects of hours of wisdom, kindness, goodness, patience. Oh, I have a patience to read your message, for sure. Encouragement, empathy, understanding, sincerity. Well, my friend of mine. Sorry, I'm not reading all the message in English, but I will try in French, because then you can see Kenny's comments, and try what are words in French for the words that he spoke in English. So, Oli, savor the flavor. I just a quote, but I'm not going to translate it because it's Kenny copyrighted. De la grandeur en moi, monsieur, pour partager mon délectable, délicieux, edibly, tasty, good, heartfelt thought. La sagesse, gentillesse, bonté, patience, encouragement, empathie, compréhension, sincérité, persévérance, connaissance, honnêteté, amour, espoir, courage, ténacité, awesomeness, attention, positivité, compassion, passion, inspiration, résilience, respect, enthousiasme, danse, motivation, support, mon ami Tina. Well, wow, that's a kind of a message. I wonder if it's really a handwritten like that, or if it's copy paste it because it's so long, it's so delicious. So thank you, Kenny. And there is a link on the comments of LinkedIn and also on YouTube. So feel free to jump the stage. There is also the QR code if you cannot find a way to click the link, so that you can join the stage, because this is our session. It's not only my session. And with that, I'm just jumping in LinkedIn to see we are already 3 people, including me, live. And welcome on stage, anyone, because I'm happy to elevate you. And bouteille, bouchon, boire. That's what I call engage the body when you are learning a language. That is the most efficient way to embark also your heart when you are learning a language. So I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. Aside show you a practical way to have fun. For instance, I can show you this, so you know what it is. This little incredible invention that helps you to have energy, and we have also to have energy within our body. So no, don't joke with that. I'm so sorry. But if I was in French, I show you that, and I say in French, pile, P-I-L-E. Of course, I can write it, but it takes time to write, and I was not planning what to show. So you have to bear with my pronunciation of the letters. Pile. You can say also battery. And so another gem is that sometimes the letters are not pronounced exactly. Like in Italian, P-A-U-R-A, which is paura, like paura. In French, peur. But in French, the letters are probably not always pronounced. Crispy, it's crispy. Crispy. I don't know. And I don't know. Let me tap into my brain. No. I don't know how to translate crispy in French, because I'm not. I see the visualization of a stracciatella, crispy gelato, ice cream, but I don't. I cannot access crispy in French, and I'm not going to use ChatGPT or Google to find out, because I'm in the session. So thank you so much for your comment about crispy. So no. You got me. You got me, Kenny. It's not crispy. It's crispy. You are so funny, Kenny. So feel free to jump on stage. There is a link on the QR code, and there is also the link on the comments on LinkedIn or YouTube. So hello, Mr. Chris Pinadella. That's Spanish. Muy bien. Hola. ¿Qué tal? Muy bien. So crispy. The only thing that I know that is crispy is my chocolate. So I'm going to show you. So Chris, nice to meet you. So as you know, Oli is not there without this. And this in French is chocolat. So chocolate in English, chocolat in French. Not cho, but cho. And chocolat. Oh, I see someone. Oh, crispy. Okay. I wish you were not waiting too much. Welcome, Chris Pinadella.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Can you hear me well?
I could hear you perfectly. Thanks for inviting me, Kenny. Thanks for setting this up.
Thank you, Kenny, for inviting the whole planet to my session. I'm really happy to welcome Chris Pinadella. So, um, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. My name is Chris Pinadella. I am a healthcare account representative. Right now, I currently work at a small organization called BioFrontera. I work in photodynamic therapy. And I am also the creator of Sales Pulse Medical Trends, which is a newsletter here on LinkedIn, which is also a nonprofit organization, as well as recently a for profit organization that I'm going to be running all on the side while doing my day job. Um, so essentially, that's my project for the future. And what I'm trying to do with that, with Sales Pulse Medical Trends, is essentially bridge a gap between the uninformed and knowledge, so that people can make informed decisions in the world. I see right now that we kind of operate in a post-truth world and I want to be able to give average people the tools they need to succeed in the world, to make informed decisions, and to just be truly happy. And so that's kind of the goal of what we're trying to do here. You can go to my website. It's I'm just a guy from Jersey.com. Read my blog and see what I'm all about. And if you guys are interested, just shoot me a message.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself and your actions. At the same time, I'm really happy to know who is behind the human being. And of course, you are doing a lot of things, and you are a human being, not only a human doing. So, who is behind the human being, Chris? Which languages do you speak? And what do you do for joy, for elevating your heart?
So I only speak English. I use Google Translate for everything else. So anybody else who tries to communicate with me, what I do is I'll take it, put it into Google Translate. I will read it, interpret it, give a full response, and then I'll type it back into Google Translate and respond to anybody else. So I do my best to communicate with everyone that I can. And then what brings me joy is just helping others. Honestly, like nothing makes me happier than going out and just making sure that my friends, family, loved ones, and others are succeeding, are happy, are doing well in life, and protecting life. I think life is incredibly precious. I think, to me, it's a tragedy. Anytime any individual life ends, I can't even kill a mosquito. I just think it's so rare, perfect, and beautiful. And every time life is extinguished, it's a tragedy. Natural, but a tragedy. It's something necessary in the universe, but something that I think that we shouldn't be so indiscriminate about, or insensitive to when it ends. And I think it's something that we need to re-embrace and understand how amazing and beautiful life is, and protect it. So I was a lifeguard as a kid, and I just got off the phone with one of my mentors, Henry Stevenson, and he told me essentially, he goes, "You are a lifeguard, so embrace it."
Thank you so much. And first, I give you all my respect because I can kill sometimes some insects or mosquitoes, especially if they are in my space, because they can choose to not be in my space, but they choose to meet in my space. So I try to be respectful, but at the same time, it's my space. But I love cats, I love dogs, I love animals, horses, and I love nature. I love, in fact, during the pandemic, nature was my savior. I was probably walking thousands and thousands and thousands of kilometers during the pandemic in the forest, in nature. And aside that, I speak also English, of course. French is my native language. Can also speak Italian and Dutch. And I was also curious because I don't want to assume, but I could assume that your family name looks like you have a Spanish origin. But I wonder, can you tell us more?
So there's actually a town in Spain called Pinadella, which is funny. But I'm actually my ancestors, I believe, are from Italy. I'm not 100% sure. We're from Ellis Island. From what I know, the original last name was it's spelled Pignatallo or something like that. It was Painatello, something like that. And they butchered it at Ellis Island, and Pinadella it was. So I'm Irish. I'm a quarter Irish, and then mostly Italian, and then a little bit of a mutt in there somewhere.
Ah, that's great. That's great. So you You never thought, by instance, to relearn your ancestry languages like Italian?
I grew up here, so I consider myself American. So it's it's I understand that I have Italian heritage, but I would never consider myself Italian.
Ah, okay. It's good to know because I was always curious. There are people that are having family names and then they realize, oh, I'm from this, I want to learn the culture. And I don't mean that you have to absolutely bake pizzas and be Mario Bros. But it's up to us. It's a choice at the end. But by instance, I don't even know if my ancestors are German or Dutch, but I have definitely a Dutch name. There are lots of Dirks in Belgium and in Netherlands. But in fact, I can share that Dutch was not my favorite language at school, probably because I got traumas. But I try to speak Dutch because in Belgium you have to speak Dutch aside French. And German is the third official language, but German is not so much mandatory in school. But I'm really happy to that you joined, and anyone who would like to join, it's a blessing. I feel like it's another dynamic in LinkedIn Lives than in LinkedIn Audios. I will probably go back to Clubhouse because LinkedIn Live is amazing, but LinkedIn Audios was really a way for me, okay, to not have the visual pressure and also to be able to jump in, jump out, people on stage, or so being on LinkedIn Live will be a bit more challenging. I'm really happy because then we see also the person behind and the story. So I wonder if you, whatever you are learning, something, whatever it's languages or anything, uh, did you consider using your body when you are learning also something?
Do I use my body when I learn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way I learn is pretty unique, as far at least is what I've been told. I kind of just absorb things, right? So you might be teaching me something, and it might appear as if, honestly, the day I learn something, I might not understand or any of it at all. Sometimes it comes very quickly, and it's incredibly easy for me to learn things, and I absorb like a sponge. But I learn by doing. I'm a tinkerer. So yeah, I definitely use my body. Absolutely, I have to like learn and engage and do things. I can't just, if I just try to do things in a purely instructional form, it doesn't really make sense. The concepts have to make sense to me, right? And so when I can conceptualize something, that helps a lot. So when I learn, I take it, I process it, and it's almost like I have to go to sleep. And then when I go to sleep, my brain reorganizes it and it distills it with everything else I've known throughout my life, and it connects all these different patterns. So it pulls from, you know, did I used to play football, so there's some strategy in football, and I used to play chess, and some strategy in chess, and how can I apply that to this? And it just marries all these different ideas and disciplines and things that I've learned over the years into just one to just distilled final product, and that's kind of how I think.
Yeah, thank you. And I think it's really important when we are learning to use not only our brain but our body, and to use our movements when we are learning. For instance, I was thinking while I was thinking talking to you, I was thinking of how could I walk my talk, and for instance, give some examples. And it was really in my mind like I see something behind you that's called like a number, and then I can say to you, of course, I see like a number four, but then I can say, okay, cat, and then you see the picture behind you of a number that is four, and then you will probably say cat, and then you will understand, you make a link between the visual, which is the visual just at the right here in your picture, the thing that is for me looking like a four, uh, four digit, and then I can associate to you whatever the language you are learning. For instance, pick me. I don't know all the numbers, all the languages, but you can pick me a language between Dutch, French, Italian, or Spanish, like cuatro. Quattro? No, I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, do you intend to learn any other language than English?
I always wanted to speak another language. I really have. I guess for me, I would probably want to learn something that would have the most function for me. So it would really just depend on where my career would take me. Here in the United States, it would make the most sense, I guess, for me to learn Spanish. I have a semblance of it. I actually, for this reason, in high school, studied Latin because I know it's the root of most languages. So I think when you study the root language, it's a lot easier to understand all the Romance languages. So I did that and purposely in high school in seventh grade, just to figure out when they were like, "Oh, hey, that's a dead language." I was like, "Yeah, but it's the root of everything else." So if I learn that young, I'll have that foundational base, so that when I go to learn later on, whatever language I choose to learn, if I ever choose to learn one, I'll kind of know how it was built from a foundational standpoint. So I think learning Latin would actually be something that would be tremendously beneficial to a lot of people to understand how all languages formed.
Oh, then I can say something that is really sometimes expressed in Vatican, but Habemus Chris, because it's like sometimes they say Habemus Papam, like to say Habemus, like nous avons, we have. So it's
Mm,
like really amazing because I don't know the Latin numbers, but I would say it could be quat quatuor, I think, because there is also the music like duo, trio, quatuor, and so I think it's really interesting because in Italian it's quattro. In Spanish, I don't know because I've just the song Un Dos Tres from Ricky Martin, I think, but after that, I Cinco. So, but it's really interesting when we tap into the languages and Latin, by the way. Oh, and Kenny was also taking Latin in high school. I was not so much taking Greek, but I realized that it all is connected. And German, that's wunderbar.
yeah.
I love languages. So, do you know some German by instance?
Do I?
Do you know
I
some German?
I mean, I just know just like the basic stuff. Most of what I'm not going to do it on a LinkedIn Live. It's just because I study history. Most of it's Nazi stuff, so I'm not going to repeat that. Um, so I mean, I'm not a Nazi in any way, shape, or form. I don't speak German. I just know what I studied in the books. So I'm not. I know Wunderbar. I know Prost. I know a couple of things like that. But that's about it. I know the things that are functional. Like for instance,
Prost.
when I go to Mexico, for instance, I need to know the basics. So I know how to ask for a bathroom or hamburguesa con papas fritas. Like so. Then I need to or hamburguesa con queso y papas fritas. So I learned
Mm.
that stuff, the basics, to get what I need. But other than
Yeah,
that, I don't really retain too much.
yeah. Un patatas bravas, por favor.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I
Or
need food,
I
and
will.
where's the bathroom? Is essentially is if I can do that, I'm
Yeah,
happy.
I will always remember, and it's also about not only the body and the brain, for but it's also about the memories. Because I remember in 2011 I was in Madrid, or 2010. I don't remember the exact year, but I was remembering because I was in a kind of a cafe restaurant that's called Museo del Jamón, and jamón is the ham that is lying like the big piece of stuff. And I was making an order, and I was hearing the guys saying the my order on the back side of, because they had to make it, and so they shout at the back, "Pan de tumaca!" And that I remember. So that's amazing because then he was
Yes.
using he was not saying like "Pan de tumaca." No, it was really "Pan de tumaca," and it
Yeah.
was a piece of bread with some spicy stuff on that. So that's remembering through the memory and also the dance. So, by instance, I can tell you that in German, your digit is vier because it's eins, zwei, drei, and then vier, and then fünf. So
Mm.
that's something that you can use. You can use visuals. And I'm not sure in German, but I'm sure in Dutch. So I would assume that it's the same in German. But then there is a picture behind you, but at your left, and in it's this. It is a fish, no? A kind of a
Oh,
fish.
so yes, that is a mahi mahi.
Yeah, yeah.
That you guys are in my bedroom with me right now. This is where I do all my stuff. This is where I work all day long. And then behind me are that is a picture of surfboards taken. The bottom picture is I'll take you guys over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So this is
yeah.
some things that define me. This is a surfboard. Take it at perspective.
Mhm.
Uh, this is a trailer that somebody kind of redecorated and redid it. It's actually not too far from where I currently live. And
Yeah,
this is where I used to surf as a child, just taking whatever. So this is a local artist that I support here in my town of Point Pleasant, and they always put philosophical quotes on the back of each one of those. So I make sure to take a note of which quote is on the back of each one of those, and they actually that reminds me every morning when I look at those pictures what I care about and what to remember of what the quotes are on the back.
yeah. And hello, Ines. I've seen your message, but it's a LinkedIn user here, but it's Ines. So welcome, Ines. And so, for instance, you can use your body. You can also use your memory. So the picture on the middle, I can say in French, maison, which
Hmm.
is in English house. And so then you can associate maison with the picture and so I can also say this. Probably it's not making sense, but it's like a roof. And then I can say toi, T-O-I-T, to say that. So it's using the body to learn the most effective way. By instance, do you know this word in French?
No, I'm not very familiar with French.
So in French, it's tête, T-E-T-E, but the first E is with the circumflex accent. So it's really interesting when you can say oreille, like the ears, and associate your body, and then dancing, like ba ba ba, up, down, down, down,
Hmm.
ba ba ba. So it's really interesting to embark the body when you are learning something, um, like. Here, chocolat,
Yeah,
using any elements that you have, like micro.
hmm.
Let's say. So, what do you think about that?
I think anytime you're able to have any association in your brain with anything, it always helps with learning, right? So whether, I mean, how many times have you walked into a place and you smell something and you have that association and it just brings instant memories back to life. So anytime you could tie any association in your brain to something, it's nearly impossible to forget.
Oh, and I had an idea. I will come back because I have many things I need. Because ah, I have a treat for you. Sadly, you will not be able to smell it, but I have also my essential oil.
Yeah.
So I will say that's really interesting because then I can smell something and tell you the word in French and in English. But most of the time here it's really yeah. For instance, um, ah no, I cannot really open it, so I
Your
cannot think.
olfactory. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I can open it, but it's not easy to open these kind of things. So it will not be this one. It will be this one. But it's an English word, so it doesn't matter. But I can use also my smell. And say also that this has also a name in French.
Oh, tea tree oil. I love tea tree oil.
Yeah. And so tree in French is arbre. And so the
Arbor.
French name is arbre à thé.
Arbor tea.
Yeah, arbre à thé. And so you can also engage your smell when you are, of course, you don't smell anything. But here, I will not be able to open it and to smell it. But here, This one, I love it.
What does that say? It's hard to read backwards. Cebre Cebre
Uh,
de
yeah, so sorry, it's
Past.
backward. I don't know what happened in my video, but it's cedar in English. And so it's a cedar of Atlas, cèdre. It's the name of an essence of the tree, in fact, the cèdre.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I'm sure it smells amazing.
Yeah. So it's really incredible because, for instance, I can show you an object and tell you the name in French. And of course, you will know the name in English because you will identify this object. But I can say tournevis.
Screwdriver.
That's it. And so using your objects for learning. And by instance, another example, lampe de poche.
Flashlight.
That's it. And so using not only the body but also the object when you are learning a language. And I would like to use that more and more because I truly believe that you can learn also through your movement. I was wondering how how much times during the week I am using my PIN code, whatever, to open my phone. Of course, obviously the PIN codes are not the same, so I have many PIN codes to remember. But I have PIN codes for my laptop, for my smartphone, and for my bank card. To
Yeah.
pay on the supermarket. I don't like. I'm old school. I plug my card and I tap the PIN code. I don't like to pay with contactless. But at some point, I am automatically dropping my code with my hand. But at some point, I am lost in my thoughts. And then I do the operation. What is the code? I don't
Yeah.
remember. But
Happens all the time.
yeah, my brain doesn't remember, but my fingers remember. So that's really like the born identity, the mémoire de la peau, to have the memory with your body. And so when you hesitate, then imagine that you can tap into your memory. And let's say that you imagine. I wonder if you know the word in French for that.
For up?
Yeah,
No, I don't know French at all. I mean,
yeah.
I,
So you
I
need
don't even want
to
to guess.
then you need to have repetition. Oh.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Voilà. Like in Christmas, like ho.
Ooh, ooh.
Voilà. And then
That's
this
my
one,
best.
and then this one.
Down. So do. I'm just
No,
guessing.
it's ba.
So ooh, ba ba.
Voilà. And then the next time when I say,
Ooh, ba.
and then after a couple of times, you will remember because you associate the movement of the body, even if it's not your body, if it's my body, you will remember. And
That's
so,
very
for
clever. I
instance,
like it.
this
It's
one,
very, yeah.
do you
Ears.
remember? Yeah,
No, I don't remember. Ears. What
oreille,
are ears?
oreille.
Oh, yeah.
Voilà, oreille. And so that's a way for embarking the body when you are learning and teaching. So with that, I wonder if you have any question because we are going to be at the end of the session in few minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my question is, how did you? I mean, this is really interesting to me. How did you discover? I always find associations between things. So, where did you find what inspired you to find the association between movement? Is this just something naturally you came up with on your own, just through your own observations, or was this something that you kind of observed and adapted as your own?
Well, first I will tell you my story. My story is that I embarked in language coaching
Mhm.
in since 2019, and I realized first to become a trainer, and I learned some pedagogy and some structure. And then 2 years ago, I embarked in an amazing adventure, the neural language coaching, and it's using the neuroscience research. And I realized it was tapping a lot in the brain, but there is also the heart and the body and the movement. And I am pumped up. I am stoked because I decided to say yes to a workshop in London a month ago with Amanda, and she was using the body for storytelling and for improvisation, like body theater, acting, and really, by instance, I recall. I will always remember when I have to speak on stage, and I will I will make my stand up, and I will remember when I am in front of an audience. I'm not going to speak like that in front of an audience or like that. I am going to, because it's having the light. Like as imagine that your sternum is a lamp, and then the most important is your audience. So you have to put your sternum on front of your audience, and to it's it's really important. And also about memorization, we had an amazing role play using 3 layers of memorization, because there is the word, like I say rose and you say chocolat, for instance, and then I know that you are there. I say then come a point you say chocolat, then I say rose because it's my turn, and then another one is saying another word, and extra. That's the first layer. The second layer is the movement, like you come to me. It could be also different from it could be someone that comes to me, then I move to you, and then you move to someone else. That's the second layer. And the third layer was the throwing a ball, like um, I don't know, throwing something. You would throw something to someone, and then someone throw, and then you have to remember. And it was even more complex when you had 2 or 3 layers at the same time, like the word, the movement, and the throwing things all at the same time. It's been like crazy, but it's stretching your brain with information using the movement. And I truly believe that if you embark your brain, you just add 30 to 50% of the learning. If you embark your body, or your not only the body movement but also the body touch, then you are adding many things in the learning. For instance, I don't advise it, but for instance, you can have 2 objects, one that is very cold and one that is very hot, and then you are taking the cold object, ooh, froid, and then you are uh, taking a hot object, and it's, ooh, chaud, oh, and then you will remember also aside the brain. So that's my intake, and I'm just mindful about the comment. So French fries, I love also French fries, by the way, and in French it's frites, and it's really F R
Papas
E.
fritas.
Yeah, fritas, frit.
Mm.
And so it's really interesting when it comes to languages. And in S, I guess, in teaching the lingo in body icons. I wonder if you can develop if in the comments, because I'm happy to. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, and we don't know what we don't know. So when we engage the body, we are using our full vehicle, not only the brain. And that's my point. That's and also the heart. We have to play. Of course, we can learn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, violette, violette. That's
I
a
feel like I got
song.
to start dancing over here. I'm like, I'm not participating enough in the party here.
That's it. And
Hey, loosen up.
that's a child song. So it's really
Yeah.
using the games to learn a language and also to tap into the culture. So, what are your thoughts while I'm finishing very soon this session?
Um, I'm really glad I popped in. I had no idea that I was even going to be on stage, and Kenny just sent me a message. So thank you, Kenny, for getting me up here. This is kind of, I guess, the way he guides me. Is he's like, hey, pop into this room, and So thank you for having me in this room first and foremost. It's such a pleasure to meet you. I would love to connect now that we've spoken here offline and see how we could work together more. I mean, because I'm all about teaching people. That's kind of the goal of what I want to do from here on out going forward is just how to teach. So I see a synergy already. So let's get together offline and talk about how we can just help some people out there in the audience, people watching, how we could just bring them along with us to just a better place in life. So that's kind of what I'm interested in.
Thank you. And Ines was saying connecting a word with a movement. That's called body icon, like for instance.
Mhm.
Do you
Ooh,
remember?
ooh, ooh. Mhm. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ba, ba, ba.
Voila! Well
Yeah.
done. You are awesome. You are proving my point. That's
Yeah.
incredible. You know. So
Yeah,
what
that's it. I
are
know up and down.
yeah? What are your last words before I close the room? And what is the message that you would like to convey to the listeners?
The message I would like to convey to the rest of us, we have a lot more in common than we have different. And if you guys are interested, come start talking to me, and I'm gonna figure out some ways to bridge some gaps. I already got a plan in place, and I love you all, and I think it's all time for us all to start loving each other once again. So come on over, visit my profile, give me a like, give me a comment, follow my company page, Sales Pulse Medical Trends. Visit my website. I'm just a guy from Jersey.com. It's all in my LinkedIn profile. It's all easy to find. And if you like what I have, my blog is up on my website. You can find out all about me. Everything's up there. Transparent as I could possibly be to you guys. So that if you're interested in joining, I'm looking for people who are like-minded to just try to spread some love around the world.
Thank you. And as Kenny says, savor the flavor of the awesomeness in you too, in us too. And thank you, Kenny, for inviting Crispy. I love how he plays with words like crispy. And my next program will be I will launch a podcast. I was promising it last Sunday, but I always keep going. Things are really going on. So I'm going to launch my first podcast episode this week. And also in December, it will be on fire because I will finish the audio room of LinkedIn in fire because I want to pay gratitude about the amazing 18 months of audio rooms. I've been also doing a LinkedIn live since November of last year. I'm going to continue that, and I'm running multiple programs in the next weeks. So it will be really on fire and engaging into the body. That's something that I really crave to do because to make the language learning fun and to use the body more. And I don't care if someone is calling me crazy or weirdo.
Who
I am
cares? Have
very happy.
fun.
Yeah, it's
Nobody's gonna like everything you do. I'm sure there's plenty of people watching this who don't like me, and that's fine. You
that's
know
true.
that
Well
all I
done.
care about is that there's enough of us that are with us.
Well done, well done. We are not for everyone, and but
Yeah.
there are probably dozens and hundreds and thousands of people that like us. So that's the thing that matters to surround ourselves with amazing people and leveling up humanity. And Chris, thank you so much for joining this session. You made my day. So bye from now. Have a lovely day.